Welcome. And today we're going to talk about assisted living facility marketing. And this is open. So if you guys have any questions or any feedback or any interaction, we'd love to get it from you as well. So basically, how many of you are running a facility now? I know Heather has, right? Let me open up the chat. Natasha, do you have a facility now? Hold on a moment.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, first of all, for putting this together. I'm actually an adult family care home, and I did get licensed earlier this year in January, but then COVID hit in end of February into March. So I don't have any residents as of yet. I've been trying to hold off, but pretty soon I'm going to be getting back on trying to admit people.
Okay. Where are you located? What town? What city?
I am located in Ruskin, Florida. It's Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
You said an adult family care home?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Heather, I see Heather. Heather, where's your facility?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
That was
can.
in Brevard, right?
Okay. I've never done this before on a Zoom call. I'm in Merritt Island. I'm Farrington.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
she's in Brevard.
Yeah, we spoke the other day, right, Heather?
Yeah. We
Okay,
did.
and
Yeah,
you
we
were
did.
you actually did tag us on couple of your posts. I'm gonna get to those. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, who is the other person here? iPhone.
Candy?
Candy. Hi,
Hey,
Candy.
Candy.
Hi.
Good. I'm gonna talk about you actually. Okay. Okay. Did Natasha? Did she answer what?
Yeah. She has the adult family.
Oh,
care.
I mean, and Heather. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Heather's in there.
Okay. Cool. So basically, we'll just go ahead and get started. And we had a placement service in here.
Oh, she left.
She left. Yeah, she left her.
Yeah, we
Local
don't
placement services
want-
are fine, but they don't need marketing help, right? We don't need to help the placement services.
My eye roll.
I know,
Don't
right.
record this.
Okay,
I just didn't. That
it
was
is
that was.
recorded. It is
It's not
recorded.
the funnest. It is.
Yeah.
Can we clip it?
No, that's okay. So let me just basically go into this. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. You guys see our screen here?
I can't even get you guys up on my.
Uh-oh.
You don't see our video? Anybody else here?
I don't see.
Yes.
Yes, I see it.
Okay. See the PowerPoint in us.
Okay, well, you
That's
can
okay.
watch this.
That's okay. I'll just listen.
Okay. So basically, with assisted living marketing, two ingredients, right, Cheryl?
All right, so first of all, they're going to shop your competition. If you're a small home, they're going to go to large communities, and some of them are just so fantastic, and the amount of money they spend on marketing and the things that they can provide and buy. So you have to really get the message across of what is great about you. What really surprised me, well, we had 32 beds when we were in the business, and we got really good at the tours and taking phone calls and letting them know what was special about us. And that's just something that you need to, if you're a nurse or a licensed personnel, like a CNA for 20 years, you're a PA, paramedic, make sure you're telling them right in the beginning, because it builds that level of trust. And it's interesting when I screen people and help them, and they don't tell me they're a nurse right away and stuff, and that's a huge selling point. So make sure you're finding your strengths and you're conveying those right away to the people.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be that you're healthcare. I know Candy's a nurse. Heather, I don't know your background, but it doesn't matter.
I'm a therapist. Yeah.
See, that's a big selling point, anything like that. So find what your strength is and find your selling point and really push that out and perfect your story too. Everybody gets into this for a reason. Yeah, of course we want to make money, and it's a good job, but figure out what your story is and what you want to share and communicate with them.
Yeah, so when I say be great, it means like if you're a pizza shop and you don't have good pizza, you can get all the people coming through your door, but they're not gonna they're not going to come back. And then worse, they could maybe leave bad reviews or anything like that. So ultimately, you have to have a great product, and a great product starts really from when they're driving up to your house, and it starts at curb appeal.
No, it starts at the phone call.
Well, that's
I
true.
mean, depending on if they, yeah, sure, curb appeal if they just show up, but a lot of times people will call first. Sometimes they're like, "Hi, I'm standing outside," but really perfecting the phone call too,
hmm
and you know, pre-screening them to make sure they're right for you, and then also starting to sell yourself and your facility.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you give prices over the phone? I'm sure people
No,
ask you all the time.
no.
Yeah, I do if people ask.
Mhm.
We used to do
I don't,
starting at.
what's that?
We used to do starting
We would
at,
do a range.
yeah, or a range.
Okay.
And that
Okay.
gives you a little bit of
Good.
flexibility. I guess, I mean, you have a range of pricing, right? I mean, are you only shared rooms in your facility?
For me, this is Heather. I have one shared room and 4 private.
Oh, good. You have okay.
So, yeah.
So I think you could start with, you know, our shared rooms are 2,500 to 4,000 a month, and then right there you gauge how price sensitive they are too. So you know,
Okay.
you can get a lot of information. I try to get as much information off initially, that way I can tailor my tour when they get there.
And I think that, I mean, everybody's different. Like Heather may be great at the in-person and the product, but she needs to get more people coming to her. And if you have a good product, then all I would ever say is just put me on your list of facilities to stop by, because the likelihood that we could close you to move into our facility was high. So if you get somebody on the phone and you feel like even if you know the person is an independent person and maybe it's not right for them yet for a small home, the idea is to tell them, like, even if it's not right for you or your loved one right now, I always tell people to come by and take a look just so you know what your options are in case you do go someplace else and it's not right for you, or you get pushed out of these larger communities. You already know what's available. So and that, would you say, that's how a lot of people come to you, right? I mean, they start out maybe at a place where they're more independent and don't need as much, but then they have to come to a higher level.
Right, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's really all about getting them to come see you, because sometimes we convert those people. And I thought, well, they're not going, you know, to come, but then there's something that they see that they fall in love with, or it clicks and they're like, oh wow, my mom needs to be in this smaller place. Or if you're a larger community, maybe my mom needs to be where there's tons of activities. So just getting as many people, it's a numbers game. So getting as many people in the door, and it's a conversion rate.
Um, so if your product's good, first of all, I know with assisted living, it's difficult because residents start to collect, this is Sally Mae's favorite chair. Can I put this in the living room? Or,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
right, you collect stuff.
Our second building was so ugly. It was just like fireplace. I mean, you name it, they moved it into the living room. But
It is
it
a
was,
balance, right?
yeah,
It's hard to
it was hard.
maintain like this beautiful model home decor when people walk in, and then also making the residents comfortable. And I know lift chairs are hard to come by, so those things end up gravitating towards the main living area. But sometimes they can get stained or soiled, or um, start to look out of place. So keeping the furniture up is really important. Um, any wheelchair bangs on the walls, I think monthly you should just have somebody go through and touch up paint wherever you can. Lighting is really important. I think we're going to get to that
Yeah,
stuff.
we're
Yeah.
gonna get to
Oh,
those
there you go.
things.
Sorry.
I'm like, wait a second. Also going back to the last slide is really being enthusiastic when you talk to people too. I think letting the passion come forward over the phone. We got really good at that. So the customer conversion process, what's really important is curb appeal. How does the house look when you pull up? Is it the grass maintained? Are there flowers? Is it someplace that they want to live? You put everyone as important.
Everyone is important. And what that means is every single person that walks through the door, whether they're a salesperson or some neighbor just dropping off magazines, you just want to make every single person feel warm and welcome all the time. Have your staff be trained to always make them feel welcome and always offer them a beverage or a snack. And pre-COVID, these are all things that I'm assuming are going to be post-COVID. And we have some ideas on, in this existing environment, but your staff should be trained to always welcome somebody, greet them, and offer them something, a bottle of water, a snack.
Right. We had fantastic staff, and they were always pretty interactive with tours, and they knew how important it was, when a potential client walked through the door, that, everybody pulled together and helped with the tour. And that they told about themselves or something that they like to cook or why they got in the business. So definitely interacting with your staff is great.
Okay, so all of these things are pretty, self-explanatory.
Smell.
The building should feel lively. Try to book your tours around some of your activities. I hope you get participation. I know that's one of the hard things to do, is to get everybody to participate in activities, but booking around those activities is always a good idea as well. So if your activity's around 10, that's a good time when things are a little bit more lively.
Or mealtime too.
Mealtime.
Yeah, we always tried to book our tours around an activity or mealtime,
Mm-hmm.
especially on Fridays when we had entertainment and different big things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so resident participation is a key part of your tours as well. I know that's difficult, especially now with COVID, but are the other residents being cared for? Are they well cared for? Do they have soiled clothes? Do they look happy? That's a big selling point. Most of the people that come in, they're looking at who my mom is going to interact with or my dad are going to interact with.
Mm-hmm.
The tour is very important. Cheryl was really good at doing the tours and how the flow would go, things she'd talk about.
Right. Yeah, that's something to perfect.
Staging
And
of
reading people too, being able to look at their face and their expressions and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So if you have a vacant room, we always would have staging furniture. So we had really nice bedding, we had pictures, we had plants. And when the room would turn over, we would go in and we would touch up everything. We would paint the walls, fix everything up nice. And then we would put all our staging furniture in there it's harder with a shared room, but it's definitely something you can make the bed look really cozy. And then put it away. Don't let the residents use it. You got to keep your staging furniture separate. Pricing. Pricing is a big factor, of course, when people are deciding on a facility. So you got to keep that in mind. Maybe you're not getting the conversions because you are overpriced compared to your market. And sometimes pricing changes where a big community moves in and there's 100 beds to fill. Pricing might drop. You might have to be flexible just to fill the beds in the meantime. And then lastly, when they do leave, what are you giving them? Are you giving them some sort of nice marketing material to remember your facility? The marketing material could have frequently asked questions that they should ask any facility, and then you can gear those questions towards your strengths.
Mm-hmm. And then always have tons of pictures on either your Facebook page or website. That way, if there's family members that are out of state, that they can go on and look and tour a virtual tour is ideal.
Yep, a virtual tour. Yep. So we talked about these things: flooring, bedding, lighting, paintings on the wall. Painting the walls are important. This is a really good tip here. Now, when before the internet, I know a lot of facility owners would keep a testimonial book, right? Like
Yes.
a book with all their testimonials in it. And I don't know if people do that nowadays because they just have testimonials on their website and it's kind of weird to say, here's a testimonial book from my past clients. And that's something that you could do. But something that you could do is if a family member is going to give you a testimonial and you need to get in the habit of asking for testimonials, is something it will get you business. Our friends are attorneys, and they put a lot of effort into only just focusing on testimonials on like Google and Facebook, and they just really push their clients for testimonials. It's hard, it takes effort, but they get so much business because people find them, and then they see these glowing reviews on Google or on Facebook or on the website. So you need to be in that process. You need to be in the
Hey,
process.
Calais,
Yeah.
I just had a question about that. I think I asked you this before, but so I did a website, but it's very basic, but I needed to start doing something. I know we had talked about that because I wasn't doing a whole lot with the marketing. And so I did start asking for some reviews from friends and, family members and things like that, prior residents. And they, some of them went on Google and did reviews. Some of them went on Facebook. Is there a place that's better than the other for actually
They're all
getting
good.
your
Wherever
reviews
they'll
on?
give them to you is great, because
It doesn't matter. Okay.
yeah, and then when they do leave the review, you can go grab that review, and you can do something like this right here that I have. This is called a photo testimonial, and what you'll do is take a picture of the family member with their loved one if you have one, and then take the quote of the testimonial like there and put it under it, and you can hang them on your walls throughout the facility. It's a nice thing to have, pictures of families, a nice frame, but it also has a quote from the family member saying it's what do they call it? Social proof?
Social proof.
It's a social proof, but instead of it being on the website or on the Facebook page, it's in your facility, and you don't even need to point it out. They're going to look at the wall, they're going to see the photo, and they're going to read the testimonial.
Okay, that's
Well,
good.
those are good to collect, and those are byproducts of consistently asking. And what you would do is, people always, if you're running a good business, if you're great, like Cheryl says, you're going to get compliments. Family member comes, thank you so much, my mom is so happy here. That's a cue for you or your staff to ask for a review, for a testimonial.
Right, and you can take your Facebook or your Google reviews and just copy them over, put them on your website.
Right. Yep. And has anybody had any negative reviews? I mean, it's going to happen in this business, any business really.
We had a few horrible ones, but when you read them, they were so far-fetched, but still it hurt.
How do you
grounded them out.
respond? How do you respond when someone writes a negative review? How do you handle that?
Good question.
There's companies called like reputation.com that'll respond for you.
Oh, that's a service.
It's a service you have to pay for, but if you can't remove the emotion from it, and you don't want to target back with a nasty response. I can't remember what we
Okay,
did.
so what we do when we got negative reviews is you give a thoughtful, because you can't remove them. Like these companies, Facebook, Google, they will not remove them unless it's a disgruntled employee. Then you can get it removed. I have had disgruntled employees leave, even if it was anonymous, if you could prove in some way that it was a disgruntled employee. But you just give a thoughtful response, and your response cannot be negative. It needs to be corporate feeling. So here's an example. The negative review we got said that our food was horrible and there were flies all over the place and something like that. And so we, as a company, we posted a response. I really appreciate your feedback. We loved your mom and dad. We're sorry that they couldn't stay at our facility for whatever reason. I know you're upset. It's sort of like a corporate thing. But then, and we're always open to feedback, and I wish you had brought this to our attention, prior. We would have addressed it. And then what we did was we had every family member that wanted to help us leave a response as well. So there were family members that would respond and said, my mom or dad lives in the same building. There are no flies. The food is amazing. The staff is great. So it takes a little effort. That's why it's very important to get as many positive reviews as you can in advance. because it'll drown it out. You know, if you go to Amazon, you read a product review and you see 9.5 stars. Yeah, you look at a couple of negatives, but you can overcome those. So you have to run your facility as if you're going to get a negative review, and you have to have that urgency to try to get as many positive ones as you can. Okay. Types of reviews, video. If you could get a family member on video, I mean, that's awesome. That's not easy.
Yeah, that's not easy.
And then Heather, like you said, they did it on Google or Facebook. Those are fantastic. Whatever is easy for them, even if they send it in an email to you, doesn't matter. A text message, an email, a video, even if they verbally say it, right? Like they just say, you could just tell it to me and I'll quote it. And then combine that with a photo. So I highly recommend you at least do one of these photo reviews. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Oh, one more thing on the reviews. Be sure on your Facebook, you can switch it to recommendations.
Recommendations instead of reviews.
Yeah.
So turn off the reviews.
Wow.
Yeah, and just use it as recommendations.
You can't turn off feedback from the customers altogether, but you can switch it from reviews to recommendations. So the only thing that they can do is recommend or not recommend. I'm not
I don't
sure.
remember.
But they can't leave stars.
It's better. We turned
Yeah.
off our reviews.
Then you don't see the star rating on Facebook. On Google, not so much. Okay.
Okay, can I repeat what you just said? Make sure I got it right. On Facebook, when I go to my Facebook page, it says reviews, and I can switch that and have it be called recommendations.
Recommendations.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's in the settings somewhere.
All right.
Okay. So so you got a great business now, right? I know you guys all run great businesses. It smells great, but we need to tell people about it. And that's the combination, right? Getting people to know about your business, coming to your business, and then converting them. Advertising, marketing. Marketing can be networking, events, self-distributed material.
Social media. Everybody should run a Facebook ad. It's very inexpensive. You get really good results. I mean, I'm not saying that you get results on, people moving into your facility per se, but the impressions and the clicks and the people that see your ad is fantastic for the amount of money it is.
Yeah, Candy, I ran some ads. I'll show you some stats on that.
And
Okay.
they're pretty easy to set up, but you need real content for those. So a virtual tour, a video, a picture of you or your staff, about us, something special that's going to grab your eye. Just think about what you look at on Facebook and what kind of stops you. And that's what you'll need to post. But just running the ad continuously every day, it gets out there and people see it. People still screenshot your ad, Candy, because we're from Brevard, and they'll send it over because Calay's in the ad too. And they're like, is he doing something over there? What's going on?
Okay, so the main key is to be consistent. And some people have more money than time, and some people have more time than money. And most people fall right in the middle, right? So if you're not spending $1,000 a month, then you need to spend more time. Or if you're spending $500 a month, then you should do a combination of both. The most successful people in this business will spend money and time. But it's really easy to be consistent when you're spending money on ads. If you have a budget, assisted living is weird because sometimes you fill up and you're like, well, why am I keep spending money on an ad, but I'm not full. But some of these leads are a year out or a year and a half out or 2 years out or.
Well, that's where Facebook is good because it's inexpensive and you can just consistently run an ad every day for $3 to $5 a day and keep yourself out there. Because you really don't know when you're going to have a vacancy.
Right. Yeah, and but if a Facebook ad I compare it to like a sign that you're driving by every day. You're driving by this business, you're driving by this business, and the ad just shows up on your timeline. So people that live within your geographic area, see your ad, but maybe it's not relevant to them at this time because mom and dad are still fine. They're playing golf, they play bridge, but they saw an ad. Maybe every 10th time they see it, and it registers that there's an assisted living, and then all of a sudden mom falls and breaks a hip, and now they're remembering the sign that they saw down the street, or maybe the neighbor saw the sign and says, oh, there's a facility down the street. So that's how you're getting your leads. You know, they come from all over the place. So, okay. So of course, I don't need to tell you guys about the cost of vacancies, right? You know that. But essentially, if you have a 10% vacancy rate, it's $25,000 a year that you're losing in product that's basically not being used. And so however we can improve that, you know, look at the difference between a 20% vacancy is $50,000 in revenue that you lose to a 10% vacancy is a big jump. So
And
spending,
you're paying the same bills. So
you got the same bills
yeah,
every
that's
month that
definitely just a
recur.
loss.
Yeah. Okay, so digital ads. Let me collapse this here.
There's Candy's ad.
Candy. Okay, so as an example, we ran a $5 a day ad on, we didn't change the ad. It was one ad, and we spent $150 a month. During that time, in her target market, we had 20,000. I'm glad you're on the, I didn't plan this, Candy, for you to be here. We had 20,000 people who, they call them impressions, but it means that it went across their timeline. Doesn't mean they saw it, doesn't mean,
Right.
you know, you see
It
those
was
things,
there.
you scroll
It
past
was shown to them.
it was
This
displayed
is on
to
Facebook too.
Facebook. And then we had 163 people click on the link or on the ad and go to the listing. This one, we ran it as a listing on My24Care, and they clicked, 163 people clicked on the listing. Okay, so that's $5 a day. Yeah, just to give you a comparison, for example.
So $150 a month, even if you're full, you're continuously running a Facebook ad that's showing to potentially 20,000 people a month in your neighborhood, in your zip codes. And it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, like comparison, and something that is still good is a church bulletin, right?
We did that.
Yeah, we did that, but it was $100 a month, and it only shows it to the church congregation, right? But it's not as, it does work, but spending that, maybe once a year we'd get a lead from the church bulletin. But $100 a month, $1,200 a year, one lead is still better than paying a placement service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just to extrapolate that out, let's just say you spend $15 a day, which would be $450 a month. It would be the equivalent of 60,000 impressions. Is that right? What is? Yeah, 60,000 impressions multiplied by 3. 720,000 a year. 489 clicks.
And then what is the place for mom spend? 25 million?
Place for Mom spends at 25
million. Place for Mom spends $25 million a year on marketing. Wow.
Okay. So, Cheryl, I'm going to take the conversion.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, that's just booking the tour. So I recommend, if you feel like you're not that great at the tour and the phone, call a large community. They have marketing people. Most of them are really outstanding. And go through the process with them and listen and see what they say. Go for a tour of a large community and take notes and just learn how they sell. And they're good at closing the deals. Make sure you're asking for that sale too at the end. Can we get your mom signed up today? What day are we looking to move her in? Kind of learning those sales tactics are pretty valuable.
but just to give you an idea of the amount of calls or clicks. So if you do have 500, these are numbers you need to figure out. Like for every number of people that you contact or see your ad or something, or click on your ad, how many of them actually come and book a tour. So using a basic number like 1%, you'd have to get 500 people to click or view your ad to get 5 tours. And then of those 5 people, can you convert 20% of them, which would be 1 resident? So you can see how much you consistently need to get as far as customers contacting you to turn them into actual residents. And if you're not getting enough tours, then you need more people. You need more visibility on your ads. And if you're not getting enough conversions, then something is wrong with your process of selling. And it could be price, it could be, you know, decor, it could be a lot of different things. So if you give a placement service, if they give you 2 leads a year, it costs you $6,000, right? Let's just say that you give them $3,000. That's $500 a month. But collectively, over 3 years, you're giving this placement service $18,000. And over the course of 5 years, you're giving them $30,000. So I say that you don't stop the placement service. You need to keep doing that, but you need to spend that $500 a month on your business. I'd say between $250 to $500 a month. You need to build it into your budget. Okay. And this alone, Heather, do you advertise and you do anything now?
The only thing I'm doing right now is I have my Facebook page and I've just been boosting a lot of my posts, like you suggested. And that's really all I've been doing so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are
I
long
just have
term.
But I haven't done a whole lot outside of that. Except, just my website and getting my Google page set up and asking for reviews. I haven't done much else, my brochures and my cards, but that's it.
Yeah, well, definitely, Facebook is a longer term thing. So how much are you spending right now on your boost? Like when you boost it? And
I usually boost it. I don't even remember what it was. It'll say, you want to do a limit like $10 for 5 days or something like that. I'll do one picture, and then I'll pick another one the next week and boost that one for a week. So I try to keep up with boosting something frequently, now that I'm getting used to doing that. I didn't even realize I'm just not very tech savvy or marketing savvy that way, but I didn't realize that really went out to so many more people. And now that I'm actually seeing the numbers, I'm like, oh, hey,
it is.
That reached a lot of people. Yeah.
I would run an ad for the month. I would choose something really good.
Run an ad. Okay.
And just run it for the 30 days. It's got to be something personal though. Maybe a picture of your staff, something about a video about yourself, a virtual tour of the facility, something that's eye-catching.
Okay.
Well, like,
yeah, I'll try that.
I think what Cheryl means is, if you're posting consistently on your page, you should be able to see your stats for individual posts. So you make your post, and there'll be something that maybe has a little bit more life to it. It'll show you like, hey, there's more views or there's more interaction. Those are the ones you'll pick and just let it go. I ran the same ad on Facebook for like 6 months.
Okay, just because you were getting a lot of response.
Yeah. It depends. If it's a really good one, then you let it go. And especially in that one, I was explaining to people what made us different.
The one you did for Candy was really good.
Yeah.
They got a lot of action.
Yeah, well, I think.
How can I go look at that one? Can I go look at the one that you did with Candy?
Yeah.
Is that some?
Well, I ran the ad on our My24Care.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I basically just explained that she's a nurse, like, especially the small places, like the things that you guys are awesome at. Let me see here.
Personalized care, higher staffing hours,
home cooked meals.
Home cooked meals, trips to the hair salon, whatever it is that you do that's unique.
So the thing with placement services is they're investing in themselves. So you give them 2 placements a year for 3 years. They're giving them $18,000. They're promoting their own service. They're not promoting you. And I've had this happen when we were operating, is that sometimes you get into a disagreement with, say, a placement service, and I've heard this from multiple people, and all of a sudden they're just like, I'm not going to bring that facility any business. Or maybe one of their customers had a bad experience for some reason, and it's not true, and they just stop bringing you business. So you made this investment in this placement service, and you're totally beholden to them. You have to play nice, and you have to continue to work with them, keep that door open. But I think you need to make an investment in your business, because if you make that $500 a month investment, which Heather, you are doing, whatever amount that is, doesn't have to be $500 a month. Could be that example that I showed you was $5 a day.
Right.
That would be 2 million impressions over 3 years and 17,000 clicks. Those people know about your business. That's how you build a long-term, because those are ultimately the best clients, are those that come from referrals, word of mouth. So I just want to show you guys something with search engine optimization. So some people also go to Google and they search for a facility. And Heather, when you get your website up and running, then I definitely recommend setting up a small Google ad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can specifically target when people are searching for like Merritt Island assisted living or something very specific. I did it for Candice, and I also did it for Sheila. And people call you looking for help. Like, it's more of an immediate help, Google Ads, than Facebook. So if you could split up your ad budget into Google Ads and then also into Facebook, it's very important.
Okay.
Okay. But we also want to rank. I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to do a search for your facility. Okay. Let's do a search here. Are you seeing Google here, guys?
What's that?
No,
Are you
we
talking
still
to
see
me?
your PowerPoint.
Okay, here we go. Let's do an experiment. Okay, Heather, what's the name of your facility again?
It's Farrington House with an F as in Frank.
Here it is. Yeah, I think
FARR.
Okay. 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 Good. Look at your Google Places listing. 15 pop.
I can't see you guys. Should I pull up what should I do here? Because I'm not
You can
seeing
Google it
you.
yourself. Google it.
I'll just do mine. Yeah.
This is fantastic, Heather. You're doing great. Is this new? Did you get this, or have you been working at this slowly? 15 5-star reviews.
Yeah, I've been working on it since we talked a couple months ago.
Very good. And then have you added more photos, or is this?
There's a ton of photos.
Good.
Most of them are on my Facebook page, but I have put a bunch in here too.
Okay.
So I would take the photos. There's an app called Layout. It's free. Put the photos in a layout and then run an ad on them with like really nice text.
Oh.
That's on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. That's a good start if you don't want to do a video. But that's
So run an ad on Facebook using the Layout app, and I put a bunch of pictures on that, and then I can run the ad with that.
Yeah, then write really
Okay.
nice text about warm home-like environment, run by a nerd,
Mhm.
whatever it is that makes you different.
Well, Facebook itself has a layout. You can add multiple photos, and you can add.
You can make a photo. Yeah, I just like Layout, but you can make a photo flip book.
Yeah, layout is just one photo, but
No, it's not.
Okay, but Facebook has that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, when you Google your facility, this is good. You're showing up right here. But look at Seniorly, seniorcare.com, Senior Care Authority, then your Facebook page. So your Facebook page is ranking. That's good. And then Aging Care. These are all lead generation websites.
And why is the Facebook page ranking?
Because
you're making content.
You're making content.
Because you're making content and it's Google's reading it.
Yeah,
so
and
the more
if you don't have a
post
website,
on Facebook,
you
the
do have a
higher it's
website.
going to come.
I have a website. It's just a real basic one. I just did
Yeah.
I did a GoDaddy website, and then I
Yeah,
was told that
websites,
that was crap. Using GoDaddy was
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
not
but I like
not
you got
good.
good
But
pictures.
Okay, so that's very good. Definitely room for improvement is your website.
Mhm.
But these placement services. So what happens is a Place for Mom has these contracts with everybody, right? Everybody have a contract with Place for Mom? Most people?
I don't use that one.
No, not me.
Okay, but they do have contracts with people, and that's the problem. See, I had a contract with a Place for Mom. The leads were always horrible, but they're getting leads from all of this free traffic. And they also, like if I were to type in Marin Island assisted living, see, a Place for Mom is advertising here. But all of these other services like caring.com, seniorhousing.net, alzheimer's.net, they sell their leads to a Place for Mom. So all of that stuff is like a vacuum sucking up all the digital leads and selling them. They're putting them in some facilities in town, not you. And so those leads are going somewhere. So that's where I think we can all work together to take these spots, these free spots. Yeah, it'd be great. I think if you keep improving your listing on your Google Places, Heather, and maybe
Mhm.
eventually you can get listed here. It's not going to be easy on this map
Mhm.
because there's a lot.
There
There
it
you are.
is.
Yeah. Keep working at that. That's good. But when you do Google ad, you can also run an ad to show up right here at the top. You can run an ad on this Google search. So those are things we are thinking about helping people with so that they can get listed here on the map.
How do you
Okay.
run a Google ad? Do you just
You have to
contact
have a
them
Google
and?
ad account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot more complex.
Mhm.
There's so many
Isn't there
features.
also isn't there also Google My Business?
That's
That's
what that's what that's what
It's on the top right.
that's what this is.
okay.
These. Can you see this? Who asked that question?
Natasha.
Hey, Natasha. Yes, and that's it right here. This is Google My Business. So you'll
Oh,
set it
okay.
up, and that's where you'll show up. If somebody types in your particular business, it'll show up here. They send you a postcard to your address to verify that you have a business. And you want to fully make this as robust as possible. I'm going to go back to PowerPoint. Oh, you know what? While we're on Google, let me just show you my 24Care really quick. I don't know. So we built this free resource guide for the public because what we're trying to do is circumvent. Let's see if we've upgraded your listing. Farrington, there we are. You can't see this listing here. Yeah, we need to upgrade your listing on here. It's free, so it doesn't cost anything.
Mhm.
Candy's house should be upgraded. Yeah. So Candy's house has like all of her phone number, her contact. If they click on the contact button, the email will go to Candy's email. We've got maps. We can add reviews here or testimonials. And then there's a blog, and that's what we're going to talk about next, is this blog within the listing on My24Care. Because ultimately, our goal is to rank when people search for Satellite Beach Assisted Living or Merritt Island Assisted Living. How do we beat these placement services? And the way to do it is, let me just switch back over here.
So just to recap, My24Care is free. You can go on and upgrade your listing for free. And the more that the website is active, it'll end up ranking up at the top, and it'll bump a place for mom out of the top position. Whereas when they're clicking on a place for mom, they're buying or they're selling the leads to you guys, or yeah.
There might be
basically.
just a few facilities in town that that all the leads
Right.
go to.
So we're trying to not, suck up some of the leads too.
Yeah, so
And they'll go directly to the facilities rather than to an 800 number where they're, turning around and selling them back.
yeah, like here's an example. Living Southern Style of Brevard I did. Top 4 listings are caring.com, alzheimers.net. And I typed in her facility specifically, right? And the same thing I did with you, Heather, is specifically typed in your facility, and these listings are pulling up. And when you click on the listings, the first one, caring.com, has their phone number. And then so she doesn't have an agreement with caring.com. Where does the email go if the customer clicks on it? Same with alzheimers.net. They've got a phone number. They've got get pricing. They have a chat bot. Seniorly, the same thing. The number does not go to you. And then a place for mom. That is not Living Southern Style of Brevard's phone number. And that is not, if you click on the email, the contact, it doesn't go to Sheila. So we're trying to collectively come together to get free leads.
If you run Google AdWords too, it'll you'll rank at the top, so at least they can find you instead of a place for mom.
Okay, so I showed you what My24Care listing looks like, but I think that we know about ads. Cheryl and I talked about ads. Then the second way you get business, if you don't have as much money, you should still be creating as much content as you possibly can. Content can cover all kinds of things, announcements, hey, we hired this person, news.
Take pictures of special meals that you cook, events, activities, anything in the facility. Pretty much everybody has a smartphone these days, so even just grabbing a picture of one of your residents with a family member that's visiting, and, posting something nice, but anything real and relevant, and fill up your Facebook page. There's a what was the one I follow?
Bridge.
Let me. So when you're on Facebook, look up the Bridge. They're in Orlando. Let me pull it up myself. They do a really good job with their Facebook page. The Bridge at Orlando Assisted Living Community. The Bridge at
Let's
Orlando
just go ahead and
Assisted
pull it
Living.
up here.
How they do a good job with their content. So they have a mix of corporate type. Got it? Corporate type things, articles, different things, but then they have real content, things that are going on in their community, and it just brings it to life.
Yeah, your Facebook page is basically a living brochure. And when they come here, you want to have life, you want to have activity. Events that you do. And you'll see if you get your families to follow the page, you tell them when they move in, you're like, listen, follow our Facebook page because we'll post pictures, of your mom or your dad and activities, and see the families will leave comments like this: so proud of her, love you, grandma. And when you make the post, you can always tag those family members, right? So, because then let's just say, Heather, your mom is in my facility, and I take a picture of your mom and I post it on Facebook, and I say, look, we're having a great meal, and I tag you, right? Then whoever is friends with you would probably also see the post as well, because you were mentioned in the post, right? You've seen those posts on Facebook?
Depends on their security setting, but yes.
Right.
Anyways, take a look at the Bridge, their Facebook page when you have some free time if you need some ideas. They do a really good job.
And so Heather, if
I'm
I
gonna check
tagged
that.
you, you would come and leave a comment, which means your friends and your family would also see the page.
Mhm.
They do their art projects, just fun stuff, right?
Okay.
Looks like a nice
Mhm.
place to live. They've got food. You know, Cheryl mentioned briefly food. You know, if you run a small home, that's something that you should really be proud of is home cooked meals, right? So
Mhm.
show those off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like
good. We've been trying to take
picture.
more food pictures and activity
Everybody loves
pictures.
food.
Yes, more food pictures. And then not only that, like even a video, if it's a, like, let's say one of your caregivers makes like we had like some Filipinos and they loved every now and then they'd make like a Filipino meal with like egg rolls and, or maybe the owner of your facility is like Jamaican and they make like jerk chicken, like a family recipe. You know, take some
Mhm.
pictures of it and share the recipe. Like that's content that people will want to consume, whether or not they're looking for assisted living. I still would love to know, you know, your family's secret jerk chicken recipe, and that would make me stop and maybe watch this little quick video of somebody explaining the recipe to me, and I see the photo. So that's a piece of content. Let's say a salesperson comes to your facility, home health. You could take a picture, post it
Mhm.
on there, say, hey, thanks for visiting our facility, you know, Stephanie with Vitas Hospice, and tag Stephanie
And Vitas.
and Vitas. Yeah. Now that's a real life smiling person, probably dressed nice, visiting your facility. Maybe they're bringing something, you know, they do those type of things. Um, yeah, if a home health or a hospice comes by and they ever ask what they can do to help, ask them if they want to organize an activity. That's
They'll never come back.
no,
I'm just kidding.
that's a good one though. If they can,
Vitas was really good about
Yeah.
that. They would do bingo at our facility.
Mhm,
They would provide prizes,
yeah.
donuts.
Okay, so if you understand the importance of creating content on your social media and on your website, now Heather, that's someplace where if you had a different website and you had a blog on your website, if you were making these same posts on your website, when people are searching for Merritt Island assisted living, you might rank higher besides just
Okay.
your Facebook page. Because see, the thing about a Facebook page, and I've heard people say you don't need a website. The thing about a website is you get to present your information in a clear and consistent way. Here's a gallery that you can look at photos. Here's information about an About Us section. Here's how you contact us. Here's how you can book a tour, right? But when they come to your website, it's just this convoluted, there's post here, there's post there. It's not a simple way for somebody to find out information about your facility. So in a perfect world, your website would rank 1 and your Facebook page would rank 2. That's fine.
I like
Mhm.
going on people's websites.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hired a plumber this week, and I went on their websites and their Facebook pages and read reviews before I called.
Yep.
So they're both very important.
Yeah. So your website is important. Like I said, I do have a person that can probably help you with that, so that you can add content on once or twice a month is really all you need eventually to rank somewhat. So if you all are understanding that you can run ads consistently and you can create content or do things consistently, it's not just content, it's also networking events, um, outreach in the community, those type of things,
Mhm.
hosting events. But if you all are creating content, then create content consistently, make a schedule and follow it. So try to collect your content through the week, whether it's a cute picture of a family member visiting or somebody brought a dog
Oh yeah.
to visit, take a picture, wherever opportunity you see to take content. Then when you sit down that one Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day of the week it is you schedule, just like you go to the gym, then you go ahead and create all your posts. Facebook has a like a creator's studio. I think it's called, it used to be called Facebook Pages. And it makes it easier for you to post content. And
I have
then-
a question for you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I were wanting to start taking maybe a couple daycare clients, and I know that I cannot advertise as a daycare, but can I put that on any of
Why
my
couldn't you
social media?
advertise? You can advertise you offer daycare services.
I was told that I have to be really, really careful with that because I'm not a certified adult daycare, but I can post that I offer those services. What is it? Then I just cannot call myself an adult
Well, I don't know who told you
daycare?
that, but you're allowed to, under your license, to offer daycare services.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
So I don't know.
I don't know who told you
They
that.
told me
If it-
I can't remember, but I've been told that more than once to be very, very careful how I advertise if I'm doing any daycare clients.
How about respite? Call them respite clients for the day.
Well, I don't know. I've never heard that, to be honest with you. I don't know where it would be found in any of the regulations that you can't advertise that you have daycare services the same way you have LNS services or limited mental health services, right? Or memory care. The fact of the matter is, assisted living facilities are more regulated than adult daycares. They have a higher standard for training. They have a higher standard for inspections. Assisted living facilities have a higher standard. So I wouldn't be afraid to offer. In fact, if you really want to get some business, and you want to make a post, I would offer a free day or a free date night.
Yeah.
You know, when things get back to normal, just say, hey, are you taking care of a loved one? Would you like a free break date night? We're offering a date night.
I don't even have to do it for free.
You don't have to do it for free. You can offer.
Just the advertising alone of a date night sounds appealing. I know.
Right.
Yeah. Do you need, so you,
That's a good
if you
idea.
have any questions, you could just call ACA, but I can't think of any regulation that says you can't advertise that you offer daycare services. I mean, you're not an adult daycare center, but your facility offers daycare services. You know?
Right. Okay.
If you find somebody, anyway, in January.
Yeah, I'll try to remember where I heard that and see if I can follow up on that, because I have heard that from more than one person, but I just can't remember the specifics. I feel like they were just cautioning me to be careful how I marketed that.
Sure.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that, yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to do it. And if somebody told me I couldn't do it, then I would take it down. But if you're memory care, there's specific regulations that say how you can advertise and if you can advertise, right? If you're advertising in memory care. But I've never ever heard of anybody say, I'm going to cite you because you're advertising daycare services.
Right.
Okay, so we are creating, to make things a little easier for people in the beginning of the year, we're going to be creating a content service where we're going to create content and publish it to your Facebook pages for a small monthly fee. 8 posts a month, which would be additional supplement. It'll be articles, puzzles, things like that. That'll help. So how do we get free business from the search engines? We get free business because right now Heather is posting on her website and her Facebook page. Candy's posting. That's what this individual effort looks like, right? 100 of you are posting on 100 different places. If you follow our plan and you post on Facebook and you tag @myALF Training, that's all you have to do. And we're going to really ramp it up this year. If you tag @myALF Training, our team will take the post and make a post for you on My24Care. By doing that, instead of 100 people posting in 100 different places, we're going to take 100 posts and put them on one place. And Google and Bing and all these search engines, what they will do is they will recognize that this website is the authority when it comes to assisted living. And we'll cover every single city. And there's no amount of money that a Place for Mom or Seniorly or Caring.com, there's no amount of money that they can come up with to recreate having 1 to 200 to 300 to 400 posts a day or a week. They can't do that. They can't create enough unique content about Merritt Island assisted living
Carrie needs help.
as we can.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
So ultimately, if you want to get free business, the way we do it is collectively to come together, do something that you should be doing anyway, but also involve us so we can help you build your business. We never charge any fees. It's very simple. You just go to My24Care, you click join the network, sign the, it's an agreement that we say we're never going to charge you any fees, and you're giving us permission to take photos from your website so we can enhance your listing. That's all it is. And then the next step you got to do is just tag us on your post. And then this is what your blog post will look like. So if you make your post, it'll show up under your listing under the facility blog. So I think that was a lot of information.
And if you're really stuck and you really need more help and kind of one-on-one personalized coaching, you can hire me. I don't know, maybe not till January. I won't go further than maybe an hour to 2 from Orlando right now. But in January, I'll open up my reach. But I will start with the phone of booking the tour with you and coming to your facility as a client and going through the whole process with you, and then giving you really constructive, honest feedback and teaching and coaching you on how to close those deals and sales, pointing out your strengths and your weaknesses and different things that you can do. So that's a service that I offer, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm probably going to give one away over Christmas as a fun holiday thing, but that'll have to be someone within a reach of Orlando, because I'm just too busy right now to travel, and we have a 12-year-old. But that's always an option too.
So that's that. Any questions?
No, that was helpful. Thank you, guys.
Everybody run a Facebook ad this month.
Heather, you're doing really good. I would say, so when you're running your ads, I assume you're not getting any, are you getting any comments or any phone calls? Do you ask people when they call you how they found out about you?
I do. I've had 1 or 2 people say they saw my Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how they were routed to that, but I have gotten a couple calls.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah, Facebook's powerful. People will see your ads.
So okay, well, I'll keep on keeping on.
So you have vacancies, or what are you? I know it's difficult right now.
I'm full. I'm full right now, but I'm gonna have an opening on December 1st because one is with me just short term. She was just a respite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a shared room, and I'm trying to not use a placement agency. So
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Trying to do everything in my power to not have to do that.
Well,
So
I mean, you're doing really good. So what I would suggest is, if you want to, I can have my developer make a website. We'll talk about it later.
okay.
It is a time-consuming process to build a good website, but anyway, Cheryl, anything else?
That's it. Oh, I know. One more thing. I would recommend putting your COVID kind of protocols on Facebook posts too. Doesn't have to be too detailed, but maybe, a picture of someone cleaning and saying, hey, we take our health serious here, and these are kind of the steps that we're doing to keep our residents safe, and we're doing temperature checks, or different things too. Those posts are going over really well too.
Or a COVID update, like, just a status update. No, we've done this many tests. We've had, everybody's negative, like a status update. Or like Cheryl mentioned, a video talking about the precautions that you take as a facility. Even a post that just has step 1, we do this, step 2, we do this, just how cautious you are, and take a photo of like PPE, something or whatever, a residents with their mask on.
Right. So those have been going over really well lately.
All right. Well, thank you
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.